Welcome to 08 family. Good to see you guys. Hey, we're here on a Saturday. Surprise. We've got so much news for you, and we're doing a mock draft. Tons of injuries, speculative injuries, lots to talk about. Stay tuned, get plugged in, buckle up. Let's get rolling right now. No sense in wasting any time. Justin, how are we doing on this Saturday, July 26th?
Good. I got to mow my lawn finally. I let it grow a little bit. Got to put some lines down. So good day so far.
Perfect. Love it. I'll be honest, I haven't done a whole lot. We did a youth football camp, which was fun, but then it's been just kind of locked in and doing some fantasy stuff. But I don't have a whole lot. Let's get right into some news because we got plenty to talk about.
What's going on?
What do you have for us, Justin?
So I think the biggest thing, at least for my fantasy teams, is Travis Hunter is starting to get some work on offense and defense. He did start on offense, which I think is a really good sign. I think he will play there predominantly. Chris Godwin, I just don't know, guys. Like, unknown amount of time with his second injury to his ankle. Baker went on a podcast recently and just gushed about Emeka Egbuka. So he could be a dude. Treylon Burks, I feel bad for him at this rate. Broke his collarbone today, which really stinks. Joe Mixon in a walking boot for an unknown amount of time. That scares me a little bit. And then Darnell Mooney, Matt's guy, Falcons receiver. He went down, I believe, yesterday with a collarbone injury. They said he'll be fine. They're probably going to hold him out of training camp. Matthew Stafford's being held back a little bit with some back issues. And then first-round wide receiver, Justin Jefferson with a hamstring pull.
Yeah, lots to talk about there. I do want to talk about a little bit about Stafford, just a little bit. That is a soreness thing. So I don't think it's going to mean anything, but let's keep a very close eye on it because that impacts that entire offense, right? Who is the backups in LA? Jimmy G and Stetson Bennett. So, right, it's like, yuck, right? So understand that. Keep a close eye on it. I also want to talk a little bit about Mixon, Justin, just a little bit. He's slated to miss the entire rest of preseason. Chubb, you in or out on Chubb?
I mean, I'm kind of out just with the big knee stuff. They have Dameon Pierce. Woody Marks gets a little bit more interesting now. So it'll be, I think you just buy more into the passing game. They drafted two dudes at Iowa State. I think they're just going to sling the ball around, let CJ Stroud do what he does. Yep.
I'm out on the entire Texans offense in general. I don't like the offensive line. I don't like CJ Stroud. They'll probably throw the ball a ton. So yeah, you could get the wide receivers, but I'm probably out on most of that offense anyway. So, lots of news, lots of stuff going on. You can catch stuff day to day. We could hit news all day long, but stay tuned with us. We'll get you updated on the news and what's relevant, what's not. Justin does an awesome job for that. Thank you so much for that, Justin. But we're going to get right into it. Right? We've got a mock draft. We've got some guys that are going to mock with us, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So I want to jump right into this. Let me get things set up here.
And I just want to talk quickly. We'll probably talk more after the show as well. Me and Matt have some training camp stuff that we want to go on, but it's that meme right now for me where it's like, fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And it feels that way with Kyle Pitts right now and Anthony Richardson. They both look really good in training camp. I might be drinking the Kool-Aid again on those two guys. So we'll see what happens, but I'm sure me and Matt will talk more about it when we get there.
Yeah, for sure. There's lots of, we're super early in the training camp. We just have to understand that. Lots more to come. I keep saying that, but our focus today with the news that's happening, but we want to get into this mock draft. This is our first mock draft. We've got a good group of guys that wanted to participate. so which is super awesome. We do have 5 spots that the computer will draft for us, but it is a 12 team, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end with 2 flex and 1 defense. So pretty standard draft, right? We're going to kind of go through the picks. We're going to try to get through all 14 rounds, so have some fun with it. Again, if you're tagging along with us, leave a comment. Who would you draft in these certain spots? Who do you like? What's your strategy? We're just out here trying some things out and see what we like. So, Justin, I'll kick it over to you if you wanted to start off and get this thing going. We'll have T-Dog getting as for our number 1 pick. So we'll see where that takes us.
So before we begin, because we're still waiting for, I think it's Cody, right? We're still waiting for him to get that green dot next to his name a little bit. The reason I chose my spot was I just think the 11 and the 12 spot are probably the best 2 spots. And I really want to practice there and kind of talk you guys through it. This is probably the most experience that I've had at this particular spot. So just kind of be aware of that. That's why I like the draft. I just want to see where it goes with a little bit more human elements. Hopefully you guys have watched my series this week about some of the targets that I've had round by round. This will kind of give you a better synopsis of why I think of these particular players. But yeah, Matt, is there any reason you chose the 3 spot? Is there a guy that you're looking at?
Yeah, so I've been working from the 12 a little bit already, and I wanted to try from the front of the draft. One of my leagues, I am in the 12. I really like that 1, 2, or 3. Really, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to me, it feels a little dead 5 through 8, 9. And then again, I like the 10, 11, 12 this year. Again, just early on here. So I wanted to try the 3.
Sweet. Yeah, so I feel like there is kind of a big 4, kind of what you're looking at. I mean, for me, it's probably Jamar Chase and Bijan for me. But yeah, but we'll get this kicked off and then kind of talk to you guys what we're thinking about, why we pick certain players. So
yeah, Bryce asked if this is open to the public. Not this time, Bryce, but someday soon we're going to maybe open this up to get some things out. So tag along and leave a comment. Who would you like to draft in those spots? So we'll wait on Cody here, and I think I already know who he wants to take. Who do you like in these first little spots, Justin? As far as like 1, 2, 3. Who seems like you're at the back end?
Realistically, I think it should go Jamar, Bijan. There goes Bijan right away.
Yeah.
And like, call me crazy, I think CD's probably the 3 right now. Justin Jefferson scares me a little bit. You really have to get a pillar here for yourself. There goes Saquon, who went really, really high. What do you think of that, Matt?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a reach. He's got a lot of tread on the tires, so somebody likes him. That's okay. I think I'm gonna do right. So I'm a little bit surprised, but I'm gonna get Chase here.
That's just
right.
Awesome.
He is it's a great pick for at that 3 spot. Gibbs, and Jefferson, and Lamb all go behind. That's almost chalk in almost all of these mock drafts that I've done. Love Gibbs. Love Jefferson, even though he's got a little bit of a hamstring. I'm not super worried about it. Lamb could easily be the number 1 wide receiver this year. So again, not too worried about it.
Nice.
Chance popped in with his pick. He's a St. Brown guy. I love St. Brown, Mr. Consistency. I'm a little worried about Detroit this year, and we've talked about that in recent podcasts. I'm worried that I think they'll be okay, but they lose their OC, they lose their DC, they lose their O-line, or some of their O-linemen, so it gets kind of tough. Behind that, Irving goes, Bucky goes, and then Puka, and then Neighbors. I like Bucky. I don't like him that early. I think he's a 2nd-round guy, but I love Bucky. Puka, we need to see what happens with Stafford. Do you know how many touchdowns, the most touchdowns Puka's had in 1 year?
I want to say like 7 or 8, right?
Yeah, it's 9. So not a ton, right?
Yeah.
Not a ton. And now you bring in another wide receiver. We'll see how it goes. Love the Neighbors pick. If he can stay healthy. And Justin, I'm going to turn it over to you in this 11th spot. Who do you like?
I feel like everybody should know who I'm picking here. This is not a homer pick. He's got a lot of pub in camp about catching the ball, and I'm just going to take him. I think that's the guy to go with. I think he's going to catch a ton of balls. I think he was not utilized as well as he could have at Boise State. Like his freshman, sophomore year, he caught the ball a little bit. which was nice. I am a big Genty guy. I love that he's the fifth running back off the board, right?
Yeah,
1, 2,
and
3,
he
4,
could
yeah.
easily be the number 1 running back this year. This is an outstanding pick for sure.
Yep. I think it's going to be pretty hard to beat out Bijan this year. I think Saquon's going to have a good year. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, again, is going to be a little scary. The Bucky Arian pick is a little interesting, I guess you could say. We get Nico Brian Thomas back-to-back, which I love it. That's a scary combo. But I'm going to kind of go shot for shot with him here. I think me and Matt have alluded to this guy a lot as this. And I'm just going to have really high T draft and just go running back because that's how it fell. So there you go, Matt. How do you think about that start?
Yeah, wow. It went right back to it. I would thought you would go a different direction there. You may have been able to get him on the backside of too, but going double hero RB in your spot, that is a strategy that I don't mind. I also like the Nico Collins and the BTJ picks right out of the gate.
Correct.
After you goes Henry, Jacobs, and McConkey. I am curious your thoughts on McConkey this year.
I think he's going to ball out. He's working a lot of outside stuff, which I do like. Again, I am not super high on Bucky Irving, so I feel like G Marlo's going super small guys, which is super funny to me. Just like victim weight guys, really small, as Chance likes to say. But yeah, the Derrick Henry Malik Neighbor pairing I really like a lot. Derrick Henry's going to ball out again. This is a half PPR, so he's not going to get a lot of the catches. I think that's kind of my deciding factor between Christian McCaffrey and Ashton Genty. So after Ladd, Chance doubles up with Jonathan Taylor, another one of Chance's guys. Josh Allen goes. I think Drake London is someone Matt was looking at and hoping that he would get to the back end of the round. Then we have Devon Achane, which is probably another guy. I don't know if Matt's super high on him. He was Devon Achane and Christian McCaffrey were the two guys I was looking at my pick.
Yeah, I definitely was hoping to get London here. I'm a big fan. I think he could easily be. This is late for me. I would have loved him in the back half of 1, early of 2. But if you would have fallen to me to the 210, I'd be like, woohoo, for sure. But I'm gonna kind of do. There's a couple of things I can go here. You could easily go Brock Bowers. I think that this late would be a good turn.
Matt's thinking real hard about this one. There's a few guys on the board. I think he's looking at quarterback, to be honest. I know Chase Brown is a guy that he likes. He needs to be aware of the third round reversal. I'm a big proponent of third round reversals. So
yeah, and I agree. I think I have to go Kyren here.
Okay.
I really like Kyren. He's going to be the guy there for sure, and he's going to be productive. So I love Kyren. I actually like Kyren more than an Achane for myself. But Achane, they're very, very close for sure.
Yeah, I think the tough thing is, like, I really hope Kyren gets a contract because I believe he deserves it. He worked really, really hard. Ooh, first quarterback goes off the board. Matt, what do you think? Second
quarterback. Yep. I like Daniels. We liked him last year, and this is one of my bold predictions for sure, but I think Daniels could be the number 1 quarterback this year. It would not surprise me if he is. The kid's a full year under his belt. He's got some weapons. Some people don't like Debo. I like Debo. I think he's going to help them out for sure. I'm a big fan.
Wow.
And if you have not done the third round reversal, this is what it looks like. So you have AJ Brown going off, who's Mr. Consistency. He's done well. So Cody goes running back, wide receiver, and now it goes back to the top of the third. So with the Nico Brian Thomas ball. So I would imagine running back here, right? Or a Bowers.
I would assume so. So with the third round reversal, my logic behind it is there's so much top end talent, especially at the very top with Bijan, Saquon, Ja'Marr, even Justin Jefferson, CD. Like, the people in the back end never get a really good chance. So this helps mitigate some issues, helps balance the league a little bit out. This is a spot that I never thought I'd be in. Because now I'm toying with two really, really hard decisions right here. And I think Matt knows what I'm thinking about between these two players. They play the same position. Man, the way Gino is talking about Brock Bowers is scary. And I'm not a big proponent of doubling up on two guys on the same team. That's a lot of bet into one offense, which is really, really tough. Brock Bowers had a really good year. I'm a little scared. I'm a little afraid of the Sam Laporta situation where he could dip back down. Maybe the league figures him out a little bit. So I'm kind of toying with these two real quick. Matt, what do you think about this situation?
In my mind, this is a no-brainer. Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is the elite tight end in the league. Probably should have went second round. I would have taken him second round if I would have known the reversal, but I kind of needed a running back there for sure. So I love that pick. Love it.
So next after that, we have JSN, which he should be the one. Sam Darnold, me and Matt were talking pre-podcast about this. He just scares me. I don't know how much we're going to get from him. It's not going to be the replication that he had with the Vikings where he had 35 touchdowns. I'm a little lower on JSN than most people. I feel like he's going to get a ton of targets. But yeah, then we have Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, who I bet Chance was looking at. Chase Brown has been getting hyped up as the focal point with the Cincinnati Bengals. So, again, he's going super early. I kind of view Chase Brown and Bucky even the same way. So, getting him in round 3 is pretty big for me, I think.
Yeah, it's important to talk about a little about the ADPs. The ADPs on Sleeper right now are kind of suspect a little bit. So we're just kind of going with what makes sense with ADPs. Understand your ADPs and what you're trying to do. And you made a funny face because that's exactly who I was going to go for.
I know this one
right
too.
there.
So we had Chase Brown, Chance goes George Kittle. Then we have Garrett Wilson, Trey McBride, and then right before Matt's pick, his guy and Marvin Harrison Jr., which is tough.
Yeah,
now Matt's got to pivot.
Yep, I love. I'm really high on Marvin Harrison Jr. this year. There's a lot of hype with Kyler Murray and him getting on the same page. Super excited about it. Oh boy, this does make it a little bit tougher.
Correct. This is a tough spot. So while Matt's thinking, just looking at this is where you need to start looking at some of your team builds. Okay, so there's a couple teams that already have quarterbacks. Myself, Team 5, we both have tight ends as well as Chance. So we know that none of those guys will draft a tight end. So I have to be on the lookout for who already drafted a quarterback, which is Team 9 and Team 6. And then Matt is looking at both of those situations. So I already have one of my onesies. So I'm going to start looking at that. With me being super high T with running back, I need to start going after wide receivers. And there's a few other more that I really like.
This
Matt's
is
thinking,
probably, yeah.
This is
probably a little. This is probably a little bit of a reach. The third.
Let's see it, Matt.
But if he can stay healthy, where do you go?
Ooh, with Ken Walker.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a reach, but if he can stay healthy, I like him. You almost have to pair him with Charbonnet later. That way you get it. You get the back-to-back. So both of them got a little banged up last year, but I think if I remember right, if you would have put both of their totals together, they would have been a top 6 running back or something like that, 7. So
yep. Do you feel like his stock went up after McIntosh apparently tore his ACL?
I don't think it mattered much. I don't think so. I don't think it changes anything. So Tyreek Hill going afterwards. What's your thought on Tyreek there? I'm kind of off on the cheetah. I'd rather not.
Yeah, he's been really good. It's he's so tied to Tua. If Tua is hurt, then it's just I feel like he is just non-existent. He really had a really down year last year, so that's kind of tough for me to draft him, especially in the 3rd round where I think I can get some more value.
Yep. Higgins goes back the 112 or 312. T-Dog drafting. He's got Bijan, AJ Brown, T. Higgins now. Good starting team for sure.
Yep. Is any team standing out to you right now?
There's no running back yet, but I like that Jefferson London
Yeah,
McBride.
that's what I was eyeing.
I like that setup.
Yeah, that's a really
Hurts and
good-
McLaurin go, which is good.
Terry, I think we'll see his draft stock go down until he signs that contract. They have to sign him. He is a necessity with Jaden Daniels.
With the recent news on this running back,
I
the
know
person I'm
who
going to
this is.
select, I like it, so I'm going to go a little bit running back heavy and then start building later. I should be good with running backs, but I really like
Yes, love the pick.
with Hampton.
Yep. Love it.
Evans, Cook, Rice go behind. You want to talk about Rice?
I just don't think you can pick him. I think he's a guy that you have to stay away from. Same with Addison. Until I think my biggest advice is don't draft until the preseason is done. Like, wait as long as you can. Again, if nothing happens before the season starts, then I doubt anything's gonna happen. But I think just stay off him while you can. That is a very high pick for Rice. I get the value. I get all that stuff. He'd probably go in the third round, maybe into the second round if he didn't have that suspension over his head. But I'm just not a big fan of it.
Me neither. I do want to talk about Cook a little bit. Remember, I think it was 18 touchdowns last year, tremendously high. We talked about this in a previous show. He is back at training camp. The holdout's over. He was really trying to get paid. I think he'll get paid to some degree, not what he wants, but it's good to see him back at training camp. I'm okay with this 4th round pick. I think there's other guys I like better, obviously Hampton, but Cook will be okay. And we like that he's not missing any time from training camp. That's always a big red flag. Don't draft those guys that are holding out.
Correct.
Chance taking his time a little bit for sure.
Definitely he's on that tractor for sure.
Oh yes, sir. Getting the work done.
Any thoughts and feelings on Breece Hall maybe getting supplanted by Braylon Allen?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think he will be their guy. I don't remember his contract off the top of my head. I have to take a peek. Could he move on after his contract's up? Certainly. I think that's very, very reasonable. Joe Burrow. Smoking Joe Burrow is a great pick right there. Love that pick. They are going to be airing it out and throwing a ton.
Yep.
So, after that, we see right there Chuba Hubbard is selected. Don't mind that pick. He's going to be the guy. So Mixon, this is tough, and then we know this is a CPU pick. So Mixon is going to be out. Mixon is 29 years old. He is beat up. I would avoid Mixon altogether. I'm not a fan of his. Man, he got worked to death for a long time. That offensive line is terrible in Houston. I'm shying away. I wasn't picking him anyway, even if he wasn't hurt, but it's time to shy away from Mixon. Right now, it's just name value. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll do well. Stay away from Mixon. I promise you, you don't want any parts of Mixon. And I'll put a receipt on it. DJ Moore in the 10 pick. That team now has Neighbors. Has got his 3 wide receivers, Neighbors, Henry, JSN, and DJ Moore. I like the Bears offense, but we have talked quite a bit about it. It's going to depend on Caleb. There's been lots and lots of news around Caleb. He threw like 3 picks in 2 days. There's 2 camps right now, and it is one or the other. One is, yep, we told you he's not the guy. You don't want any part of it. The other one is that he's still learning an offense. And remember that Mahomes threw picks his first time in that offense. So you choose. I'm a Bears fan, and I'm not sure which way I'm leaning yet. So after DJ Moore was Adams. You want to talk about Adams?
Yeah, I just think they're going to sleep the ball around. I have a lot of trust in Stafford. They really gushed about Davante Adams. Davante Adams has really gushed about the Rams and what they've done. I talked a little bit about him in my shorts on YouTube. I really feel like this is a really good way to end, kind of put a sunset on his career, starting out with Aaron Rodgers, a really good quarterback, and he gets to end it with Stafford, a really good quarterback. Puka has really looked up to him as someone that is meaningful and valuable to him. I think Davante Adams is going to get at least 1,000 yards. This duo is going to be really hard to stop.
agreed. Metcalf goes after that. DK is interesting. Can Aaron Rodgers feed Metcalf the ball? That's a great trio that the 12 Ryan has put together. Nico, BJ, or Brian Thomas Jr. He's got Hall and now Metcalf. So very, very good 1, 2, 3. And then he pairs it with a very, very good tight end. So I imagine he'll start working on a running back or two coming down the road. So after that, you reach with Sutton, really been the wide receiver for the Broncos.
Yeah, they haven't really had anybody for competition-wise. I really like Pat Bryant when it comes to dynasty stuff. He's gotten talked up a lot. Marvin Mims was a guy that I was really high on last year. Bo Nix is really good. Cortland Sutton seems like the number one. Evan Ingram seems like the number two. I think he's going to ball out. He's going to have 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Again, I just want consistent play for my wide receivers. The way my build is I'm going to really rely on those 3 guys to win me weeks. So those are the guys I'm going to count on, and I'm going to get really, really vanilla is the way I want to put it. I don't want anybody to go crazy. Okay, I just want really good scoring. So after Cortland, we have Alvin Kamara, Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith. Chance goes James Conner. Then we have Hawkinson, David Montgomery, and Travis Hunter goes in the 5th round right before Matt.
Yeah, and that's a little early, but if you like Travis Hunter, if he's your guy, I don't mind it at all. He's a very polarizing and intriguing player on that offensive side. And I will be the first to admit, he's a DB. In my mind, he's still defensive back, maybe because I'm a defensive guy, but I think he's going to do very well on the offensive side of the ball and help T-Law in that offense. So I'm going to go with just kind of almost chalk here because it just makes sense from a wide receiver standpoint.
Ooh!
And take Worthy.
Love it. Love it. Great pick.
Another player that I like, especially if Rice gets it. So this is kind of a sneaky one. Just put it in your back pocket. But Jaden Royals is making some news at camp. He is really turning some heads out of Utah State. There is potential that if Rice is suspended for a good chunk of time, that Royals will get some time. I like him. He might be the 3 wide receiver, but it's not unheard of that the Kansas City Chiefs have not used somebody that's unknown. So put him in your back pocket. I'm liking him more and more.
Yep.
Harvey goes off the board. You want to talk a little bit about Harvey? That's Chance's guy.
That's Chance's guy. I wish he was here to talk about it. Maybe he could put some in the chat for me so I can read it off for him while we're in this. But I think JK and him are going to be split until Harvey and Emily takes over because JK is going to get hurt. That's just how it goes. I think he's very much a last 8 games rather than the first 8 games. So I think you'll be a little bit frustrated with him to start.
Yeah, he might come off a little slow, but I just go back to think of the old, I don't know, the old Saints, right? And they were able to run 2 quarterback systems, 2 running back system. I think Harvey will be fine with Dobbins. So after that, Tet McMillan goes. I like him. I wish you can get him a little bit later, but I like Tet McMillan and Pacheco there. You talked a little bit about Pacheco today in your rounds. So does this fit that setup for you?
Yeah, I think this is fine in the first part of the 6th round. The only thing that is a little concerning is Elijah Mitchell, who I think is a good back, is getting a little bit of run with them. Pacheco was really good to start off before he broke his leg. I thought he was running hard, doing well. You're not going to get a lot of pass game situations out of him, so just be aware of that. So
I'm torn here.
Oh, come on, just pick your guy. Oh, there's 2 guys here that you like a lot.
Yeah, for sure. There are 2. That's why I told you I was torn.
I see him.
I don't think he'll fall to me. Neither one of these guys will fall to me. I do like them both. I think I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna pass on my QB. I'm gonna go ahead and just for fun, I'm gonna take Pickens to just kind of round out my wide receivers. So, and of course, right, Mahomes goes right after. So
That's
definitely within my range. Yeah, I thought about Mahomes. I do think so. I was much higher on him when Rice was not going to get suspended, and now with him being suspended, that's going to mean a little bit more from Kelsey, who went in the 6-2. We just don't know what we're going to get from Kelsey, right? Are we going to get that young, vibey Kelsey, or I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. Judkins goes at the 6'5", and then Travion Henderson, who I really, really like. I think he's going to take over that starting spot very, very, very quickly. And then Waddle, Bo Nix. I'm surprised Chance did. Oh, it's because he's got Burrow. Love Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix could be a top 5 quarterback this year. And then J-Mo going at the 6'9". Again, I'm a little bit out on that Detroit offense to some degree. I need to be very clear because I kind of got beat up a little bit. What do you mean Detroit's they're going to be fine? I'm just a little bit nervous about their offense. I really think that Gibbs is going to be fine, but I think J-Mo falls off.
Yeah, I think people need to understand they scored like 32 points a game. It's like they got to come back, and they're going to probably have some kind of down, whether that's 25 or 26. Like, it's not the end of the world, but still, like, just be aware of it. So,
yeah. Olave goes after J-Mo, and then you grab Jerry Jeudy. You want to talk about Jerry Jeudy a little bit?
He just was really good. Again, guys, I am not trying to be huge explosive. I'm just trying to be super consistent at the wide receiver spot because I know those two guys will carry me. I know Brock Bowers will give me weeks. I'm gonna win the tight end spot every week. So again, I feel like I'm gonna win the running back spot every week. I think the only running back room that can rival me is probably Team 4 with Jahmyr Gibbs and Devon Achane. But obviously, I'm really high on McCaffrey. You guys know that. So
yeah, behind that, Swift. Swift is really the only running back in Chicago. I like that pick. Roshan's shown a little bit of promise. I have found it very, very interesting, and I mentioned this when we did the Bears take in the conference, the NFC North. The head coach now in Chicago is the one that sent Swift packing in Detroit. That's how he got there. So now they're back together. I don't know what's going to happen. So, but Swift seems to be the guy. Followed by Ridley. Love the Ridley pick.
That's
that was
who I
going to be
wanted.
your guy. Yep.
That's exactly
that was a very
who
good
I wanted. Pick. Dang it. That's who I wanted really bad. I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to double up on this. This is awesome. So now I'm going to have to pivot off that. I have 3 wide receivers again, where 2 flexes and then 2 at every spot besides tight end and quarterback. So now it gets a little hard. I'm not a big Aaron Jones fan. I'm not a big Jordan Addison fan. Chris Godwin is next on the board. Tony Pollard, Baker. Then I get to Rome Odunze. He makes me think a little bit. He's been balling out at camp. Again, this Chicago offense, I know Matt's pretty high on it. If there's any team that I want to see their offense be good, it's probably Chicago because they have so many different guys in there that should work. But I just don't know if they're gonna work. I think that's my biggest scare. So I'm between 2 guys right now. It's probably Caleb Johnson and Rome Odunze are the 2 guys I'm in between right now. Matt, any feedback for me?
I'm going to tell you go to Odunze. I just think he takes the next step.
Yeah, he's a good player. He was really good at Washington. I think people forget how big he is. Him and Caleb should mesh. DJ Moore's getting up there a little bit. Luther Bird's been out a lot.
And I mean, I don't know. It depends on how much they give Caleb to Johnson, because for the Steelers, young rookie, he's a heck of a player. So we'll see.
So I ended up going Rome. So my wide receiver room right now is Devontae Adams, Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Rome Odunze. Nothing crazy, nothing to shout about, but I think they're going to be consistent. After that is Aaron Jones. Again, I don't know if you can replicate it. I think they really went out and got Jordan Mason for a particular reason. Caleb Johnson is next. That backfield's going to be interesting to see how Arthur Smith uses it. With Jaylen Warren still there and Caleb Johnson, they invested a pretty dang high draft pick in him to go along with that backfield. Aaron Rodgers does scare me. That O-line looked really bad with Aaron Rodgers in just some training camp videos that I saw. Roderick Jones looked kind of not great, which is a little scary for your left tackle. So,
I guess I don't know. You can see. I don't. So let me ask this. Let me pivot here a little bit. Best wide receiver room so far.
Ooh, let's see. This is tough. Realistically, Team 10. No. It's pick 12 for sure. Nico, Brian
Yeah, 12.
Thomas, DK, Calvin Ridley.
And now Ridley. Yep.
Just a scary. Yeah, that's a scary lineup. Nico and Brian. Like, Nico was the one last year. People forgot because he blew his hamstring on like a 70-yard touchdown. He was the wide receiver one. He was balling out. So look for him to go. Brian Thomas takes the next step. People can't just key on him. They have Travis Hunter there. That's a scary room right there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. While we're waiting on Carl, I guess Carl. I call him Carl. We were waiting for Carl to pick. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Right? Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Helps the channel out. Again, we just want to help you guys win your leagues. We just enjoy talking fantasy football, just really football in general. So we try to come to you guys as much as we possibly can, at least once a week, get you guys the news that you need. I know there are a ton of other channels out there, but hey, we're a little different here. We kind of do things our own way, which is good and unique. So we love having you on a board, and just leave a comment and man, let's chat it up. You want to hit the chance pick?
So we go Caleb Johnson, and then Tyler Warren comes off the board. He has been getting a ton of hype with Richardson and Daniel Jones. He looks like the real deal. We just got Colson today. I'm really excited for him still. I think he's going to be very much a slow burn. I love Khalil Shakir in this offense. Keon Coleman has been getting a lot of bump, though, so be aware of that. Jordan Addison is a guy I think you avoid. Chris Godwin is a guy I think you avoid. Mark Andrews after that is a guy I think you fade as well. Matt has talked a lot about Isaiah Likely taking over the mantle there. So those are the next couple picks that go, with Matt coming up next. Again, I think Mark Andrews is very much a fade this year. Isaiah Likely was really good that first game and then kind of disappeared. You start to see his usage come up at the very end of the season, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I certainly hold on. I'm not going to take tight end here. I could go Jonnu Smith. That's a little bit high for me. Ingram's nice in Denver. I really like him, but I think there's still plenty of talent there. Quarterbacks, and who knows what I pick around on the turn. It's just only 5 picks away. Do I get a quarterback now? Do I not? Do I wait? I mean, Mayfield's sitting there again. So the one thing about Mayfield, and Justin alluded to it in our last, I think it was the last broadcast, maybe the one before. Yep. He had career numbers, right? We got him pretty late last year, and now he goes off for I think it was 40 touchdowns or close to 40 touchdowns. Could he do it again? Certainly. I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to roll with him because I think I got a strategy. I'm going to go with Baker.
So I think one thing to keep in mind as you guys are going through the drafts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks off the board. So there's only 4 teams right now without a quarterback. Tight end wise, I think there's 7 tight ends off the board. So Matt can really wait since there's 5 other teams that are waiting for tight ends. Again, that tight end tier from basically tight end 4 to tight end 15, there's not going to be much of a difference. So he can really wait. For me, I am doing the opposite of Matt. So I'm waiting on quarterback probably till the very end. I'm going to try to get as much depth now that's replaceable for my 2 running backs and my 2 wide receivers. Find a little bit of boom picks, a little boom bust picks that I can find. Maybe bet on some rookies.
You have to go. I mean, again, we're doing a mock draft. It's fun. We're trying to see where things fall. Do you like your team? Do you not? And it's good to know a couple of things. Understand the ADPs. You're trying to get the best value as possible, right? You're like, okay, I think this is good value, and we give you those breakdowns. We got all of our rankings coming up here soon. And also, you can kind of come up with a plan, but also be fluid. I will tell you, in one of the leagues that I draft in, just with a bunch of my buddies, anything goes. It is crazy. I've seen kickers go first round, and it's like, what are we doing? And it can throw you off a little bit mentally. So understand, like, be fluid with the draft. Who you don't go into like, I'm going to stack these 2 players and I'm going to do whatever I can. It's about value, right? Be fluid with the draft, and that's what makes it fun for sure. After Mayfield, looks like 21-20 takes Myers. I'm not sure why that pick when Bowers is the guy. So I don't know why I did that. And I remember what I just talked about being fluid, right? You're like, wait a minute. So maybe somebody will come around. So
Good, Matt. Which team is sticking out to you now? Now that we're basically through 7 rounds here. Anybody's team your favorite?
well, I kind of what we talked about. I really like 12's team, their wide receiver group, even the tight end, right? He's got one good running back. Swift is okay. We'll see how he builds it further, but I like 12. I like yours. I really like 4 quite a bit with Evans, Hunter, Achane, Gibbs, Mahomes, Andrews. If he picks up another tight end later, I really like that. Cody's team's pretty decent. So some of those right in there. I'd be, I like mine. Loveland goes around. Okay, so we take.
Yep. Tight end run is happening right now.
Yep. Tight end is happening right now. Let me see.
So guys, when you see this tight end or quarterback run and you don't have one, like don't force the pick. Like just tear down. Like understand where your tiers are at. Like nothing crazy happened. I don't think Matt's panicking about the tight ends that just went in front of him. Like don't pick a tight end because 2 or 3 or 4 people picked a tight end in front of you. Like pivot, go to a different position because you're probably gonna get value there.
Yeah. Let me back up just a little bit to Myers on the 21-20 pick. I know Brock Bowers is going to be the leading receiver there, as a tight end, and Myers did pretty well. But they brought in those 2 rookies, and they've been getting tons of hype in Las Vegas. So I don't mind that pick, I guess, but I probably would have faded Myers there and went a different angle. But that's what's nice. You got to be fluid. So a couple of things I could do. I like Deebo Samuel here. I think Deebo is going to be a guy. I think they're really going to utilize him in that offense. I could go Najee here just so now I've got the stack with Hampton. Diggs is a guy that I could throw in here. He's going to probably be the number 1 wide receiver there, even though he's coming off the ACL. I don't mind him. Could I go quarterback? Kyler Murray's sitting there, but I think I'll wait on some other stuff. So just kind of seeing where the tier breaks are and what I like and I don't like. I think I'm going to go Deebo. I think Deebo is going to be my 3rd wide receiver and roll with Deebo.
Wow.
Might be a little bit high, but I like him a lot. I think there's a lot of value there for him. They're going to utilize him. They didn't go get him for any reason. And Cliff Kingsbury is a guy that's going to put him in some spots to do some damage. Tracy goes behind him. There's the Kyler Murray, which I just talked about. I will tell you, if Marvin Harrison would have fallen to me in the 3rd, I would have taken Kyler right there.
Yep.
So again, that's that natural stack that I didn't force. It would have happened. And that Brian Robinson, I believe. Yep, Brian Robinson goes in the 8-6 spot. So when we get chance. What are your thoughts on Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy? Tyrone Tracy went 8-4. How does that impact, or not, in your mind?
I think that's really going to be split where Tyrone Tracy does still get a lot of the pass work. I know Scadaboo can catch the ball, but I think Tyrone Tracy's going to still handle that. I think it's going to be very much a split backfield for them.
Yeah, see, and Cody and I think alike. I like Deebo too, so I put that up there. I agree with you, Cody. He's going to be pretty good in my opinion. After Brian Robinson, Etienne, Cooper Kupp is an interesting pick there. I don't mind it. We'll see what happens with that wide receiver group. I just don't know for sure. Najee goes in at the 8-9. Again, that was somebody I could have picked up just to do the stack. We just don't know about his injury. And again, if you're not aware, he had that eye injury. We're not sure kind of what played out. They said it's nothing to worry about, but rumor, and you know how the NFL is with rumors, that he did seek expert advice from Stanford. So if you're going somewhere there, it makes me believe it's a little bit bigger than what it is. Team 10 takes Ingram. Love Ingram in Denver. I think that is a fantastic pick. And then again, I talked about Diggs, which you went ahead and picked. Do you want to tell me why you stole my guy? No, I'm just kidding.
I am a Drake May guy. Stephon Diggs is that dude. I think some high-profile picks for the Patriots could get cut. I think Jalen Polk could get cut. I think Javon Baker could get cut. which I don't think that's any coincidence that Stephon Diggs is there. Pop Douglas is going crazy. Chisholm, I think, is having a really good camp with them at Eastern Washington. I think Stephon Diggs is going to be the alpha. He's going to be the Stephon Diggs he was with Josh Allen when Josh Allen came into the league. I think he'll be really, really quietly good.
Yep. And I want to throw a shout out to our 208 guy, Lan Larison, our 208 alumni, right? He is playing for the Patriots and made it one of our Idaho guys that played at UC Davis and now got signed by the Patriots. And from what I'm reading, he's had a heck of a camp. So hoping he makes the roster there. Kincaid and Mason go, 2 outstanding picks, doubled it up. Love the value in Kincaid. And Mason, I believe, is going to absolutely take that backfield down the road. And you've got Williams.
I can't quit
I know
him.
He's your guy. Yes,
I just can't.
So. Javonte.
I think he's the lead back. I have no idea. This is just a guess. Him and Miles Sanders have been getting a lot of reps with the ones. So we'll kind of see, hopefully, that he can get back. He's 2 years removed from his big catastrophic injury. Chance knows how much I love that guy. I think he's a good back. I hope he gets a chance. Yeah, Chance already said 0 to 0 RB, can't quit him. So I can't quit Javonte.
Yeah.
I really hope he has a good year. After that, we have Jared Goff. Again, regression just like Baker. I can see it. You have Jalen Warren. It's funny that he got Jalen Warren and Najee Harris on Team 9.
Yep.
Kind of fun.
Yep.
And then
and he got Caleb Johnson, so he stacked the Pitt running backs.
He's trying to get every single player that played for Pittsburgh right now. Then we have Ricky Pearsall, who I really, really like. It was between him and Stephon Diggs, but the injury for me was the kind of the turning point for me with Ricky Pearsall. All those 49 receivers are hurt. It's like an annual theme that they do. All their receivers get hurt or hold out. So I hope he balls out. I hope he does well. I think he can be a really good receiver, and he had a really good end in the fantasy playoffs really well. After that, Josh Downs. Chance knows how much I love Josh Downs. I think he will be the one in that offense. Then Jonnu, who I think we'll see a regression from being in Pittsburgh. They got 3 good tight ends. I don't know how much they're going to throw the ball. We'll see. Jaden Reed is another guy that I'm looking at. Matt, how do you feel about Jaden Reed?
I don't know. I who's the number one? They go out and they finally spend a draft pick and get Golden. So, right, there's a plethora of wide receivers there and no wide receiver 1. I think this is good value. He could easily be the wide receiver 1, but I don't know. His wide receiver group is good. He's got Jefferson, London, Godwin, which Godwin we talked a little bit about before the show. Probably not worth having at this point because of injury. So right now, Reed is his 3. So, for myself here, I think I'm just going to stack the running back with Walker, and so that I have that Seattle running back because he's just sitting right there, and just go with Charbonnet.
Yep, that's really, really smart.
Do you like Jennings or do you like Pearsall better?
Pearsall has the draft capital, which is something is a really good tiebreaker for me. Jawan Jennings is holding out. He wants a new contract as well, even though he just signed one last year. So I'd probably lean more on the youth in Pearsall. They drafted him with a first round pick. I think he fits the system a little bit better. Jawan Jennings just had a really good year when all those guys were out, whether that was Debo or that was Brandon Ayuk. So I'm probably higher on Pearsall.
Now 2120 is picking right now. He went with Colston Loveland, another Idaho 208 alumni guy out of Gooding, Idaho, playing for the Bears with the 10 pick. That is an interesting pick for me, just because we're not sure who he's going to be. But you would imagine, being the 10th overall, as soon as he's available, they're going to get him involved. And then he stacks him with Caleb Williams right after that. So there's the stack, and there's a natural stack.
Correct. Yeah, when Matt talks about these stacks, just so we're clarifying, it's just stacking 2 guys in a row. So, like, if you draft Jamar Chase, you realistically should draft Joe Burrow. If you draft Justin Jefferson, you should take J.J. Late. Drake London should be a Michael Penix. CeeDee Lamb should be Dak Prescott, so on and so forth. You need to stack those guys up for their big chunk games where you're really compounding on top of those. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow were a cheat code last year, and the year before that, Dak and CD were the cheat code with the stack.
Yeah, never force it, guys. Never force the stack. Never ever force a stack. Let it come. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, you're there. Cody goes with Egbuka. Good. If he was going to fall to me, that was going to be my next pick for sure. I really wanted to take him. But that
That's
is
a
a
good pick.
fantastic pick. I love it. Good pick, Cody. I mean, and Baker has just absolutely raved about him. He is. They could say it. I think they've been saying we could put him in any wide receiver spot and he would do awesome for us. So he is the future of that team for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be scary. He's gonna keep taking reps from Chris Godwin as he is out as well. So just a really good player. I think he's gonna. I mean, why can't he be Puka rookie year? Like same kind of concepts, same stuff. Like he's gonna be good.
Certainly agree. Followed up by Scattaboo. I think Scattaboo is going to get more touches than what people realize.
Brandon Ayuk, there he is. All those 49 receivers are off the board now. Basically all in the same round. All right, Matt, what are you thinking here?
I'm going to go with there's two guys that I can get right here, but I think I'm going to wait on one of them, even if I don't get him, because he may go a little bit earlier. But I really, really like this player. I think he's a little bit underrated, and I think he's going to dip into Lad McConkey's shares a little bit, and I think you already know who it is, but I want to go with Trey Harris.
With the rookie.
I like him a lot, so I think he's better than what people are giving him credit for.
Nice.
Behind that goes Stevenson, and we talked about him earlier. We do think Travion Henderson's going to take that backfield. Herbert, Team 5 takes Herbert. It's got the stack with Murray and Herbert. I like Herbert a lot. It's just part of that offense. It's kind of hard, even though I just took a wide receiver that falls underneath him. They're a running team first, but they'll get opportunities. Mooney, we talked about earlier. He's a little bit banged up. Certainly like that pick as well. And then Chance, the farmer, is on the board.
So with the Mooney pick, just so you guys can all know what's going on, since I follow Atlanta religiously. So he got hurt. They worked out DJ Chark during the day so they signed DJ Chark from the Chargers. I believe that was the last team he was with. Big receiver, fast, all that stuff. It wasn't a signing for Mooney. If anything, if it helps anybody's stock, it's probably Kyle Pitts. So just be aware of that. I don't think Mooney's going to miss week 1. I think he'll be okay.
Great pick. So J.K. Dobbins went a chance. No, I kind of figured he'd go there with that. He's going to get utilized. They signed him, even though it was a little bit later. He will get utilized. He's a very good running back. You'll probably see a combo between the two. But well, if he can stay healthy, he'll be awesome. I absolutely love the Dak Prescott pick. He was one of mine I could have taken back there, but I have Mayfield. In my mind, in my rankings, he is the best valued quarterback that you can get in the draft. As long as he's healthy, in odd years, he puts up top 10 numbers. So stays healthy. We're in a 2025 year. He also gets not only has Lamb, but also has Pickens now. Right, I anticipate him being just having phenomenal year, and don't forget about Ferguson rounding out that receiving core. Golden goes at the 9 and the 10-9. Coleman at the 10-10. I like Coleman. We're just waiting for him to take the next step. Right. It's interesting to me that the Bills have not drafted a go-to wide receiver or signed a go-to wide receiver. I think they're counting on Coleman along with Shakir to be those two guys. So. You want to talk? I really like the Bigsby pick. You want to hit on the next ones behind here?
Yeah, so I feel like Bigsby and Javonte are kind of the same kind of situation. I'm just trying to bet on who the starting running back is. Tank's been getting a lot of pub as the main guy. Kind of feels like Tyrone Trace and Cam Scatterby, where they're going to split it. Maybe Bigsby gets to work. I don't know. He was really good at Auburn. So yeah, after that, it was Michael Pittman, which I'm not super high on. It seems like he always has back issues. Then we have Justin Fields. It looks like on the last one without a quarterback, so I'm good with that. After Justin Fields, I went Jaden Higgins. I've been high on him since he came out of Ohio State. I am a sizist when it comes to wide receivers. I think he's going to be a very fun wide receiver in Houston's offense. Excited to watch him play.
And you can see the quarterback run go. I do want to talk about Fields just briefly. He's the one that injured his toe, dislocated his toe. I think he's going to be fine. Depending on how bad it is, it'd be up to 8 weeks, but I don't think it's that bad. He was already back on the sidelines doing light duty work. Just understand, if you get Wilson is tied to Fields. If Fields goes down, Wilson's value drops quite a bit. So, Justin, you want to take it at the rest of here on this quarterback run while I look who I'm going to pick.
Yep.
Here.
So we have Tucker Kraft, which I like. He's a very good value at where he's at. Then you have Brock Purdy. Again, as a mock draft, we do have some computers in here. I didn't anticipate all these quarterbacks going. Quarterback was going to be my last pick. So I didn't think Brock, Drake, Jordan, CJ. So obviously, if I could redo that, I probably would have took Drake May instead of Higgins or CJ Stroud. I like both of those guys. So you had this big quarterback run. Realistically, you shouldn't draft 2 quarterbacks and a 1 quarterback start. You should stream that position when you are out a week, unless you take a bet on a high upside guy like Drake May and then draft like a Jared Goff behind him. So we have Kyle Pitts, Drake May, Jordan Love, Tajay Spears, and then CJ Stroud, which I think all those guys in the 11th round, if you get them there, especially my thought process was 11 teams have quarterbacks. I should be good to draft a quarterback at the very end. Obviously, that didn't work out. I'm not going to panic because there was a bunch of quarterbacks. I'm still probably going to wait on the position because I'm fine with it. So, yeah, Matt's up again with Jake Ferguson. Okay.
So my thought process that Ferguson's a very, very good tight end. I know they have Lamb and Pickens. If one of those guys goes down, Ferguson automatically becomes the number 2. So he's easily capable of a top 10 wide receiver that I got, or as a tight end that I got super, super late. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, you made a comment that I can kind of agree with, and sometimes I guess I don't, where some people will take 2 quarterbacks just so they've got the secured. I think what you want to do is, like, if you're going to not get a top tier quarterback, try to get the 2. But if you've got one of the top ones, you're probably good to stick with that and not worry about it. So,
right.
You know, I look at somebody like I don't really see a combo that I'm looking, but this is a good setup for you know, getting Mahomes and Stroud. Okay, but Allen, if I've got Allen, I might just completely wait on a quarterback. Or if I've got Daniels, I'm probably waiting on a quarterback super, super late.
Good. Yeah, so my thought process as my team went and I started to see Brock Bowers and Trey McBride start to slip, I'm like, well, if I'm going to take one, I'm going to probably have to kick the can on quarterback a little bit, since I did kick the can on wide receiver. So I knew I had to get depth there to be able to start matchup-based wide receivers. So that was my thought process on that situation. Like, this is good learning. Like, learn your league mates. Do they draft 2 quarterbacks? Do they not? So Matt's up with his 12th round pick. We got about 3.5 more rounds. Then we'll kind of wrap it up for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm going to go. We talked a little bit earlier. I think this guy could end up taking the position from this other player, this tight end, and I really, really, really like Likely. So I go back-to-back tight ends. I'm set. I like that setup there for me for sure. Dowdle goes behind that. Burton was on my radar. I like Burton a lot. I'm just not sure what the Bears are going to do with him yet. That wide receiver room is a little bit crowded. The one thing I like about Burton is he is so explosive. Maybe they help him out with Caleb and get some bubbles and things like that going. Eckler follows after that, and we'll see what Chance picks up. Just what quarterback room do you like the best as far as value it goes?
I really like Chance's Drake May pick. Drake May, Joe Burrow is kind of nuts to me, but I'm really high on Drake May. I wanted Dak Prescott. That's who I was going to take in the 10th round, but he went, so I tried to pivot off of him. I think Dak Prescott is my target this year. If I don't get Dak, then it is probably Drake May. I like CJ Stroud. He does not provide rushing upside. But again, it kind of depends on the situation. Like, would I love to have a Jaden Daniels, a Josh Allen, or Lamar Jackson? Yeah, but it has to be the value that I want. I don't think I'm going to take any of those quarterbacks over Brock Bowers or Trey McBride, so I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to really draft them.
Yeah. I love these next picks. I love the Kyle Williams, Davis, and McMillan pick right there. Those are all high upside guys for sure. Great pick on with that group, followed by Christian Kirk, and then you went with Garendo, which I'm very high on Garendo as well. I think that's a great late round pick.
Yeah, I think he was my target this round just because I have Christian. I'm just gonna get the handcuff just like Matt did. I'm gonna get the handcuff, make sure I own that whole backfield the whole time.
Yeah, definitely love it. We'll see what Ryan does here at the turn. We haven't really talked much about T-Law with his new weapons and what he has. I do like him a lot. He's probably going where he needs to go, but there's tons of high upside there for sure. I like him. Keep him in your back pocket. He's been beat down pretty hard in Jacksonville.
Yep.
Jaden Blue, I like that pick. Not sure what they're going to do with him, but an explosive kid who could take that backfield. Who knows? I like your pick there, Ryan.
Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant, who we talked about earlier. Great late round flyer there for sure.
So after Pat Bryant comes around, my second to last pick, I'm gonna probably pick two quarterbacks here. JJ McCarthy's my boomer bust guy. He is either going to be substantially good like Sam Darnold, or he's gonna suck. So I'm gonna take a shot here on my quarterback a little bit. Isaac Guerendo's not really a pick that will probably play for me. He is very much a handcuff, very much a backup pick. So he will probably never see my lineup unless Christian goes down. So those two picks, again, I'm just trying to cover my bases, okay, for those two. So I feel like my wide receiver room has a little bit of upside. It's probably not going to be huge boom weeks. I hope I can get some good wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 play out of this. It'll probably be a lot of wide receiver 2 weeks, which I think I can sustain if I have the top 5, if I have 2 top 5 running backs and a top 2 tight end. I think that will suffice for my team. After JJ, who I picked, goes 2 in, so 3 Jaguars running backs all go. Hunter Henry is next. Hollywood Brown, Mason Taylor, who's getting a lot of pub out in the Jets, Marvin Mims, Rashad Bateman, Zach Ertz, and then Matt is up with his second to last pick.
I love this pick. I think this is going to be a top 12. I actually thought Justin was going to take this pick earlier, and he didn't do it.
He's going to take Penix.
I love Penix this year. Look, my rationale is if I believe London is going to be a top 3 wide receiver, maybe top 1, then Penix has to also ball out. So I like him a lot. Just go back. We talked about it before. Go look what he did his last 3 games. He probably should have been way sooner. Love Penix as my second quarterback. I feel really, really good about this.
Yeah. So just to kind of jump on that, Michael. I mean, when Michael Penix was in, Drake London had a 41% target share. That means when he was on the field, he got the ball, or the ball was thrown to him 41% of the time. You got to take it. Like, he's going to ball out. It is what it is. So, yeah, I like that pick. He was someone I thought about. There's probably 2 quarterbacks that I'm looking at right now. So.
Yeah, again, so this is a defensive league. You might see some people not take a defense. And what you would do in that case, if it's possible, if your league allows it, you would say, okay, let me just draft my guys. I will drop somebody later and pick up a defense. That happens all the time. So Commanders were taken off the board by 2021. And then Cody went and got Benson, which I like. I thought about him too. So for sure, Broncos go off the board. And again, if you get a defense late, you can stream them later. It's not the end of the world. I've certainly done well in our leagues for just having a good old time of streaming defenses. So
good. With the running back stuff, I mean, not the running back, the defense stuff, whenever there is a defensive team, I am very much a believer in streaming a defense, and I will stream whatever defense plays the Saints or the Browns. and I'll just try to get a week ahead. Whatever defense, I'll probably just go back and forth. With being able to draft all these guys, I would say draft a guy that's probably going to start on pub or that's going to be on IR, because every league should have an IR spot, and just put them on IR, and then you can just pick up a defense. That's usually my biggest advice to people when there is a defensive draft.
Algier goes off the board, which, again, we've said this before. If for some reason Bijan goes down, Algier is a league winner. He's that talented. He can help you win a league. So if you need to cuff him, you probably should. You know, certainly we do not want Bijan getting injured at all. That's just bad juju. But yeah. Well, hopefully you guys have enjoyed just the mock draft. We love doing this stuff. It's so much fun. We have a question. Cameron, let me pull his question up right here. Says, I have the 4th pick in Dynasty League. Would you recommend going running back or wide receiver first? And I imagine this is a startup league, right? And not a rookie league. Justin, you want to? And it would be helpful too if I'm assuming this is non-super flex.
Yeah, that's my guess too. I think in any Dynasty League startup wise, you have to go wide receiver. Again, Cody makes a good point. Depends on who falls to you. Obviously, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are really good to have. CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors. I think those 4 are probably really good picks. Running backs just have a very short shelf life. Okay, like Saquon, realistically in Dynasty Leagues, you should be trading him this year. That's just my opinion. But I think it has to be wide receiver.
Yeah, so we can march out. So let's say it goes Chase, Jefferson, Lamb, and you're at 4. I'm probably taking Neighbors.
Yeah, he said it's between Gibbs and Lamb on that comment. And
there you go. Yep.
It's CD. He's still 26. He's at least got 6 more years. He's tied to a good quarterback. The Gibbs stuff, new OC, kind of see what happens. There's a lot of mouths to feed in that Lions offense. Just be aware of that. You have St. Brown, you have Jameson, you have Laporta, you have David Montgomery. You have a lot of good guys in that offense. So I think Lamb is a really good pick. He's a really good pillar for your team.
Yeah. I did auto pick because we were answering the question with the Patriots defense. I probably wouldn't have gone there. I probably went Chiefs, 49ers, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Raiders, Chiefs, Steelers, and 49ers fall behind, and we'll kind of see what Carl does. But Cameron, I hope that helps you out. That is that's what we would do. Both very, very good players, but I'm probably taking Lamb there for sure. And remember, even though you're in Dynasty, people forget this. Even though you're in a Dynasty league, you're trying to win right now. And most Dynasty leagues don't last but maybe 2 or 3 years. So don't be careful about trading all your picks away and trying to get tricky on it. And it's like, well, I'm going to stash picks. In general, go to win right now. Just keep that in the back of your mind. So Giants, Dolphins, Roshan, and there's a go ahead, Justin, with your Roshan.
So again, looking at the quarterback depth that was left, there was a few guys that I'm like, well, maybe I could just pick them off the waivers. Roshan is a guy I've been high on for a long time. Matt alluded when Swift went off the board. Matt, where did Swift go? If you can look that, I just can't find him. There's a lot of names on the board.
Swift went to number 12 in the 6-12. Yep.
So I think Roshan is a guy out of Texas that will get some pub in the end. Again, I will wait till training camp stuff, all that stuff to happen. He is like a boom or bust pick for me. I feel pretty confident about streaming quarterback because I didn't get a big 4, the big 5, however you want to place them. I'm good with streaming that position.
Yeah, definitely like it. I'm kind of going through. So players that weren't drafted, quarterbacks, you had Ward, Tua, Stafford, Bryce Young, Geno, right? Darnold, Richardson, Dart didn't go. A-Rod didn't go. Wilson didn't go. Those are all super late guys. Totally agree with those. I am pretty high on Ward. I think Ward could have a very, very good season just in his rookie year. But certainly could be a stream guy. If somebody wanted to take a late flyer on him, I have no problems with that. Running backs, there isn't really anybody. I'm surprised. This tells me I had a smart group. Chubb didn't go. right? Again, with the injury to Mixon, which was drafted, somebody could have picked up Chubb. Again, probably staying away from the entire Houston offense in my mind. Is it? I think it's Jalen Wright, right? So I am a big believer. Jalen Wright is a outstanding running back. If you have Achane, I think you go ahead and stack him with Jalen Wright because he's one another of those fast guys, speedy guys. And I don't know. Shipley's another one you could maybe get a late guy on. Just thinking of those flyers later or potentially waiver wires. If something happens to Barkley, Shipley's going to be the guy. And I don't know. Wide receivers. Do like Beck quite a bit. I think Beck could be good for Las Vegas. And Jalen Royals, I talked about earlier. Keep an eye on him. We'll see how it goes. Any tight ends? Strange. I think Justin and I are both high on Strange. He could be very good. He's a monster. And then Cade Otton didn't go. Otton's another one of those guys. Last year, it took some injuries for him to be really good, but he is a very good tight end. That just wide receiver group is really deep with Tampa Bay. So anything you see, Justin, that's like, hey, we missed this.
Not too much. I was really eyeing the quarterbacks to end it really well to kind of see what I was missing. But now I'm just looking at teams, which ones I like, what spots I like, just seeing where people went. I think it's really hard not to look at Matt's team and say he got Jamar Chase at the 3 and just built around him really well. It's just hard not to like teams with Jamar Chase. Like
Chase, it's very true. So
like I see a lot of dynasty trades where it's like I don't know if there's ever a side I don't take the Chase side. So I really like his team a lot. Amari Hampton's a really good one. Kenneth Walker, I think, is going to have a big year. Xavier Worthy, I think, is going to have a big year. Jake Ferguson should be at steady Eddie. George Pickens is balling out. But, yeah, it's really good. But any team
good.
stand out to you, Matt?
Yeah, I don't mind Team 12. The quarterback play could be a little bit better, but I like that team. I do like your team. You've built a team that has a lot of depth. And if you would have gotten Drake May, I think that would have put it over the top for me. That would have been an outstanding pick. But there's a lot of them. Cody's team's good. There's a lot of them. There's good. I will tell you this: going into this at the 3 pick, I really thought, okay, I'm going Bijan. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go Bijan because it's going to go Lamb, Jefferson, something like that, right? Or Chase, probably Chase, Lamb, and Bijan and Gibbs is going to sit there. I'm going Bijan. And so again, you have to be fluid of don't go in with a plan and stick to it. I'm like, okay, I'll work with it. Chase is sitting there. I'll take him and I'll work around that. So a lot of fun. I'm going to switch this back over. Oh, really tight. There we go. Yeah, boy. There was one more question here. Jake, top 5 picks, 12. Oh, let me pull it up.
So team PPR.
Top 5 picks, PPR 12-man league. Who do you like?
How it should go? It should go Bijan. Chase should go first. Justin Jefferson, CD, Bijan, and then probably Gibbs. I think those are your first 5. Yep. I think it has to be.
I agree.
I think CeeDee Lamb.
That's how I'd go too.
He got hurt a little bit. He's getting really underrated. I kind of go against Matt. I really search for that stack. So if I draft CD, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, I am probably drafting their quarterback around early. That's just me. That's how I've won most of my championships, is chase those stacks really, really hard and wait for those blow-up games. Most of the time, if you do get that stack, I think Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, they averaged like 45 points last year together. And before that, it was CD and Dak that really led the way. Those 5 players are really tough to give up. If you get one of those 5 first picks, I think any one of those players, I think you're gonna be pretty good.
So we get this question asked a lot. What do you think the top 5 picks are? What about that? I think you have to ask it a little bit differently. I think your thought process we have to change our thought process in fantasy. It shouldn't be what are the top 5 picks this year. It's what are the top 5 picks going to be next year? Right? So that's where you're like, okay, that's where I want to draft my value. So, the guy looked there at the 111 who takes Genty. Is it possible he could be the 101 next year? Yes, 100%. Or the 103? Yes. So you don't have to take him at the 101, but that's where your value comes in. So hopefully everybody understands that. Love it. Great draft. I love all the comments today. You know what? We learned from you guys as much as you guys learned from us. Again, we just talking ball. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. That's pretty good time, Justin. I thought it might go a little bit longer, but we did well.
For sure.
Any final words before we sign off for today, my friend?
Just a couple players. Joe Mixon, he's got an indefinitely tied to him. He's out indefinitely, and it just kind of scares me. It's his 3rd injury to that ankle since he's been in Houston. Just if you can, start watching that Houston backfield. Maybe Woody Marks is the guy. I don't think Damian Pierce is going to make the roster. Nick Chubb will wait and see. I think that's the biggest news out so far since Joe Mixon is such a high pick. I think you kind of punt on him right now.
Yep. And I do believe that Pierce is hurt as well. So I have to look that up. I think I saw that. So tomorrow, I think we'll be back tomorrow. We are going to get into all of our rankings. We're going to start with quarterbacks. Then we'll go through. We've got some fun stuff coming. We're going to get news to you. We get our bold predictions, our sleepers, our busts. That is all coming because we know it is almost August and drafts, at least in garage leagues and whatnot, are right around the corner. So until then, we will see you guys. How do I say that? Until next time, we will see you next time. We are out of here, guys. Have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.